Early voting in Wisconsin is already setting a record with more than 1.7 million votes cast as of Friday morning. If you still have a ballot, you want to get it to your clerk's office by 8 p.m. on Tuesday, any later than that. And the U.S. Supreme Court has said it won't count. 400 National Guard members are ready to assist at the polls if needed. And we're talking now with Megan Wolf, the administrator of the Wisconsin Elections Commission. So, Megan, how many voters are you expecting overall this time when everything is said and done Tuesday compared to what we saw in 2016?
Well, we believe that turnout for this election will be on par with what we've seen in other general elections. Wisconsin is typically a high turnout state, so we're expecting that overall there'll be more than 3 million Wisconsinites that will participate in the presidential election. But we have almost 50% of that anticipated turnout or more has already participated as part of in-person absentee or absentee by mail.
And that being said, how prepared are local clerks to handle this crush of ballots?
Each of our polling places has been preparing for not only in-person voting at the polls on election day, but also for how they're going to process those absentee ballots. So as you know, absentee ballots can't be processed until the polls open on election day at 7 a.m. And so bringing in additional poll workers, making sure that they have shifts available so that those poll workers can continue to process those absentee ballots throughout the day. So we have been working with them all year to make sure that they're prepared for that new voter behavior. And I really think that we're going to see a smooth election day at the polls on Tuesday.
And when it comes to election security, there's been this talk of armed militia potentially showing up at polling places in Wisconsin on election day. What advice are you giving to local clerks about how to handle this?
So thanks for that question. Our local election officials have been preparing for cybersecurity events, physical security events for years and preparing contingency plans, practicing those contingency plans so that they would know what to do if something did happen at their polls, how they would engage their law enforcement to be able to respond quickly. But ultimately, at each polling place, there's a chief inspector that's in charge of that polling place. And it's their job to monitor for disturbances and to make sure that they're engaging law enforcement where appropriate if there is some type of disturbance at the polling places or if a voter is feeling intimidated.
And I just want to be clear, Megan, since I did ask you about this, if there's any credible threat that you know about as of this point.
That's a really important clarification. So thank you. No, we are not aware of any substantiated threats to our polling places.
The state Supreme Court has denied Outagamie and Calumet counties more time to count thousands of what they call broken ballots. The court also refused to give clerks advice on how to fix or count them. So what is the plan?
So the plan is that those communities have to use the statutorily required process for when a ballot is damaged. So the law does outline a process for damaged absentee ballots and how they're remade at polling places. And that remaking process is prescribed very specifically in state law. It involves two election inspectors that are going to take a look at that ballot. They're going to determine the voter intent. They have to agree on how to remake that ballot. They actually trace the remade ballot back to the original ballot. So in the event of a question or a question upon canvass or a recount, that they're able to make sure that that remaking process has been done correctly. So ultimately, the Supreme Court said that Outagamie County does need to utilize that remaking process for any of the damaged absentee ballots. But those local election officials have been trained to make sure that that process is run with integrity and that they're able to remake those ballots efficiently and accurately to make sure that those votes are cast as intended.
And last thing, going into Tuesday, there's really been such a buildup. So when you go to bed Monday night, what do you think will be on your mind? What's your concern?
My biggest concern continues to be mis and disinformation about the elections. I certainly worry about voters finding information that's nothing more than a rumor or speculation, and believing that and hinging their decisions about to vote or the process on that misinformation. And I think making sure you have the facts about elections and you're operating under those facts is incredibly important as we head into next week.
Really important to get the word out. So we are wishing you the best, and we hope that Election Day goes smoothly. Thank you.
Thank you.
The state Republican Party says it has lost millions of dollars in a cyber attack. Party leaders say hackers gained access to billing invoices and stole more than $2 million intended to pay Trump campaign vendors. The party says it reported the theft to the FBI. Next, coronavirus numbers soaring in Wisconsin. The U.S. Surgeon General tells me how we can get this under control by Thanksgiving.